Hello and welcome to ACT Reading for Owls, a review of the work that you've done here today during AI time. You've already read the natural science passage, which is adapted from Our Place in the Universe by Alan Lightman. You've also already done the Kahoot, so now I'm just going to screen share and review the correct answers with you. Here's the passage. This should look familiar to you. Number 31, the overall organization of the passage is best described as, the correct answer is B, a series of historical examples explaining how increasingly large distances were measured. At the very start of this, we're talking about measuring Earth, then we go on to talking about measuring the solar system, and finally, we're talking about measuring how close we are to the nearest stars. That qualifies as, of course, increasingly large distances. Number 32. The main function of the first paragraph is to H, demonstrate how humans' sense of their surroundings has expanded over time. Here we see us trying to make sense of where we are in the world and how big it is, perhaps, or at least trying to recognize where we're at. And those spaces are going to get increasingly large, and it's expanding. Our interest in even just figuring out what's out there is expanding over time. Number 33. Based on the passage, one similarity among the ancient models of the universe described in 16 through 18 is that, and the answer is B, they provided no scientific estimates of the size or scale of the objects that they identified. And we can come right up here to confirm that, this last line right here, but again, there was no estimate of its size, is a really good indicator that B is going to be the correct answer there for number 33. Number 34, the main idea of the last paragraph is that F, nothing in our experience allows us to relate to the distance from Earth to the nearest stars. By making this distance seem like something that none of us are going to have any concept of, even if we're going as fast as any of us has ever perhaps traveled, it's still going to take us pretty much forever to get there. That's going to help indicate that F is the best answer. Number 35. According to the passage, the early Greeks imagined Earth as a circular plane with the ocean enveloping it and Greece at the center. And we can look right up here around line 11 through 12 in order to back that up. Number 36. Based on the passage, to calculate the distance between Syene and Alexandria, Eratosthenes, and yes, I did look up the pronunciation for his name, required information about J, the time it took camels to travel between the cities and the distance that camels could cover in one day. And just about line 40 is going to back that up right here. How fast camels can go between these two cities, while some of the other measurements that are described here and some of the other vocab are going to appear, the answer that you're looking for is here we are trying to calculate the distance between these two cities. So make sure that you're not distracted just because this other information is present doesn't make any of those the right answer. Make sure you're answering only the question that's being asked. Number 37. The passage indicates that astronomers could not calculate the distance from Earth to other points in the solar system until C, the telescope, was invented. And if we look right up here around line 52, we're going to see that that's going to back that up as the correct answer. Number 38. The passage suggests that compared to his other work, Newton's calculation of the distance to the nearest stars was J less acknowledged. And if we come up here to line 65, yeah, only someone as accomplished as Newton could have been the first to perform such a calculation, and have it go almost unnoticed among his other achievements is going to back that up as the correct answer. This passage has a lot of key ideas and details questions, which is why you see me referring so much to the passage. In fact, 6 out of the questions that you answered here today are key ideas and details questions, which means that if you read the passage very carefully and pay really close attention, if you've got that good reading comprehension, you're going to be able to answer them accurately. Number 39. It can reasonably be inferred from the passage that the author includes the description of Newton's handwriting and writing tools, primarily in order to A, highlight how advanced his calculation was by contrasting it with his old-fashioned writing methods. And this is just great. Writing his computations in a spidery script with a quill dipped in the ink of oak galls. I don't even know what that is, but it sounds really old-timey. That sounds fantastically old-fashioned. And so when you juxtapose and you compare that with how surprisingly accurate his calculations were, it's really interesting and it's kind of noteworthy. And that's why the writer chose to make that comparison. And finally, number 40. As it is used in line 82, the phrase set out most nearly means H, to start a journey. We can come back up here to line 82. If we set out for the nearest star beyond our solar system at that speed, it would take us about 5 million years to reach our destination. Starting a journey makes a lot of sense in that particular situation. Here are the correct answers, just in case I went too fast or in case you missed one. And as you can see, the middle 6 questions here are key ideas and details, which are really going to hinge on a key accurate reading of the passage. And the first 2 and the last 2 are craft and structure sort of questions. Unfortunately, there were no integration of knowledge and ideas. It's sort of the harder questions in this passage. So thank you so much for playing along today. Hopefully you were able to get most of these right, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.